Okay, I have 10:45, so we will get started. Hello, this session is devoted to the academics focus group. Just a couple pieces of housekeeping before we begin. I've been asked to remind you that participants will remain in these groups throughout all four presentations, so the presenters will move in and out of the rooms, not the participants. Also, we ask that you mute your microphones while we're presenting just so that everyone can hear all of the content. We will provide opportunities for you to unmute and ask some questions or share some thoughts throughout the presentation. But as a general rule, please mute your microphones. And again, we will have a portion of the presentation devoted to questions, but as always, participants can post questions and comments in the chat box. We also ask that you keep an eye on the chat box because we're going to be sharing some links in our chat box as well. So the academics focus group is led by Miss Sandy Garner. I am Elizabeth Moore. I am on cohort 1 representing the academics focus group, and I'll let Jenny Dillon introduce herself.
Hi, I'm Jenny Dillon, and I'm working with cohort 2.
And good morning. I'm Lisa McClimate, and I'm working with cohort 4.
Good morning. Excuse me. Good morning, everyone. I'm Sarah Garrett, and I am working with cohort 1.
And good morning. I'm Sarah McKay, and I'm working with cohort 3.
And I'm not sure if the rest of our focus group members are here, but we do have Alex Temples, Artina Starks, Marty McKenzie, Michelle Williams-Young, Tulani Edwards, and Yolanda Singletary as part of our academics focus group as well. So we have some great things to share with you today. We want to start with a little brain break activity. It's been a long morning already, so we want to get some creative juices flowing. Then we're going to move into some highlights from the Academic Universal Support System that we are very excited about. We'll share some information about the South Carolina Co-Teaching Framework and Initiative. At a sample outline for implementing some of these resources we're going to share with you. And then finally, we're going to unveil our Academic Universal Support System and website that we're really excited about. And we will share that link with you later on in the chat box, so keep an eye out. We will have some Q&A time towards the end of the session, and then an opportunity for you to share with us kind of how you're feeling about today, your takeaways from the sessions you've been in or just in general. And then we will close with information on how you can provide feedback for our academic focus group, not only today, but moving forward. So let's get started with our first little brain break. We would like for you to head over to our Name That Tune Jamboard and share your 2020 song title. So we posted the link in the chat box for you. We invite you to follow the link, grab a sticky note from the toolbar on the left, I believe it's the fourth icon down, and share a song title. It can be an actual song title that describes 2020, or you can come up with one all your own. And so we will monitor that Jamboard and just share out a little bit, get everybody's creative juices flowing.
And if you're struggling with the Jamboard platform, feel free to drop it into the chat as well.
It looks like we've got some folks already on the Jamboard sharing some song titles. Can you see that on my screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Fantastic. So we've got I Will Survive. Absolutely. Nothing Can Hold Us Back. Fantastic. Survivor. That's a great one. I'm
I
Still
Will
Standing.
Survive.
Awesome.
I love all that
If
positivity.
this is it.
Don't Stand So Close to Me. I love it. Living on a Prayer. Absolutely. We Are the World. Absolutely. Oh, this makes me want to sing. I will
Unstoppable.
not bless you guys with that, but it does make me want to sing a tune.
I've got it in my head.
Yeah, earworm for the day.
Libba, do any of them automatically go to the second page? See at the top, there's a
I am not sure. I am not sure.
Born in the USA.
Oh, yes. You Can't Touch This. If I Could Turn Back Time.
Absolutely.
Crazy. And of course, it's The End of the World as We Know It. Or on page 2.
Born in the USA. I like that. That's hilarious.
Excellent.
If This Is It. Fantastic. Oh, I can't read the one on the pink stick.
Oh, Chumbawamba.
Yes.
I like that one.
Fantastic. Absolutely. Jesus take
Jesus
the wheel.
take the wheel.
Amen. Amen.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
That's
We
wonderful.
need to start the fire. You guys are cracking me up. Oh, I love it.
The twirl of our
Bye-bye.
mind. A new beginning. Absolutely.
I smile.
Love it. Absolutely. Okay. We invite you to keep adding those, name those tune titles as we go along. Those links will stay.
Amazing
Amazing Grace. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Those will stay up for us. But we will get started with some highlights from co-teaching. So Sarah McKay, take it away.
Yes, ma'am. Excuse me. I'm too busy reading all the. Okay. Hi. Yes, this is Sarah McKay speaking. And we are so excited to announce the launch of the South Carolina Co-Teaching Framework. The Office of Educator Effectiveness and Leadership Development, in collaboration with us, the OSIS, has shared this guidance already with superintendents, instructional coaches, and principals. The next phase will be to roll out to the directors and coordinators in the areas of career and technical education, CTE, the EL, or now we're calling it multilingual learners, MLL, and of course you, the special ed directors and coordinators. Your advanced copy is linked to this presentation, as you'll see in the title. And of course, it's listed right on our, it's on the agency website. And of course, while the OSIS was instrumental in the development of the framework, it is crucial that everyone understands that co-teaching is not a special education model, but rather an instructional model that benefits all students. Co-teaching provides schools a means to meet the varying academic and behavioral needs of all students within the general education environment. It fosters a culture that encourages collaboration, maximizes opportunities to personalize learning for students, which of course is part of our South Carolina's profile of the graduate, and increases the frequency of timely and effective student feedback, and tailors the instruction to meet the diverse needs of each student. Next slide, please.
Sarah, before we leave this
Oh,
slide, can we get
sure.
the link for the co-teaching framework into the
Oh,
chat box
yes,
so people can go
absolutely.
ahead and access it now?
Yes, ma'am. Let me just grab that real quick.
Okay, and this is Sarah Garrett. I absolutely love this sketch. It is two individuals in the same jacket, sharing the same jacket, and they turn to the administrative assistant, and he says, "Paul and I are gearing up to teach another course." Um, I love this sketch because it depicts perfectly what our co-teaching experts, Marilyn Friend and Lynn Cook, state. And that is that co-teaching is two or more certified teachers delivering instruction at the same time in the same physical space to a heterogeneous group of students. The term co-teaching is often used interchangeably with inclusion. Co-teaching is an instructional model that takes place in an inclusive environment. Inclusive practices allow all students to access the general education environment to some degree. It requires intentional planning to collaborate for co-instruction, co-assessment, and co-management of the classroom for behavioral as well as logistical tasks. And next slide.
I was carrying on mute. Okay, sorry, this is Jenny. And you'll notice on this slide that we have used the word unique needs, the phrase unique needs. For the co-teaching framework, we've substituted the term unique needs in place of the term, the phrase special needs, to reinforce the understanding that co-teaching is for all students and is not a special education practice. Students with unique needs are defined as English learners, students with disabilities, students with 504 plans, special populations including individuals from economically disadvantaged families, other at-risk students, and students who receive gifted and talented services, basically any student who might need additional support or enrichment. Co-teaching benefits everyone in a learning environment, top to bottom. For students with unique needs, the benefits can be meaningful. For these students, co-teaching provides a feeling of belonging, peer relationships, social modeling, and greater academic challenge through increased exposure to grade level standards, which is essential for students to stay on track to earn a diploma. For students without unique needs and for school staff, co-teaching promotes an atmosphere of kindness and acceptance, cultural awareness and responsiveness, and appreciation of diversity. Even students who don't typically struggle academically will benefit from additional support for rigorous tasks. Teachers benefit from the knowledge and expertise of their co-teachers, as well as having a second set of eyes and hands in the classroom.
Okay, this is Lisa, and just going to walk you through an example resource, and we'll talk about where you can find these in a few minutes, but just an example of how you can use our resources and what an example of what one resource looks like. In the academics framework, we've provided a couple examples of implementation guides for professional development with an example resource. So one example is strategies for setting high quality academic individualized education program goals from the National Center for Intensive Intervention. And how educators can establish IEP goals. It explains how you can establish IEP goals, how those are measurable, ambitious, and appropriate in the light of the student circumstances. The next slide, thank you. And in our implementation guide, we provide a resource description. So the resource description provides the user with the major points from the resource. And for example, the resource description for this NCII guide highlights that the educator will receive instruction on how to establish IEP goals that are measurable, ambitious, and appropriate, selecting a measure, establishing baseline performance, choosing a strategy for setting the goal, and writing a rigorous, measurable goal. The resource description will also list what components are included with the resource. For example, this guide includes the guidebook, links to other resources, a module, as well as other tools. The resource description is designed to clearly lay out what the user can expect when using the resource and the elements that the professional development leader can call on throughout the implementation of the resource.
Thank you, Lisa. As we said, the sample implementation guide also includes a specific how to use this resource section to provide some ideas for professional development leaders. So we've included ideas for independent as well as group professional development, but also in our new normal virtual professional development opportunities. Most of our resources have some sort of web-based platform so they can be easily implemented in our new normal world. The how to use section also includes some tips or suggestions to accompany the resource that a professional development leader might want to consider. For example, we've included here that a facilitator might want to have knowledge of DBI and IEP goal writing, or that you may want to start at 3 minutes and 12 seconds of the webinar. So the how-to section is really designed to let users know the most effective ways to use the resource and to implement it. We want to emphasize that we recommend that with any resource, you provide tiered and continued support following the training. And that's really important. We want to read it again. We want to emphasize that you follow up with tiered and continued support following the training. So these implementation guides are just examples, lesson plans, if you will, for professional development that can be created for any of the academic universal supports that we're going to share with you. Overall, we want to stress that professional development leaders should identify needs based on data, select the resources to address those identified needs, explore various approaches to delivery to ensure all users have meaningful participation, and again, as always, incorporate follow-up activities into your professional development. So now we've kind of showed you an example lesson plan for a resource. Let's introduce you to some of those resources. Jenny Dillon, take it away.
Yes, ma'am. Drum roll, please. OSIS is proud to announce the launch of our Tier 1 Universal Supports website. Here you'll find resources that align with all 4 of OSIS's learning-centered focus groups. You'll find resources that support programs for academics, but also for early childhood outcomes, post-secondary outcomes, and social-emotional learning. So here's where you'll land when you click the link. You'll see our new OSIS logo at the top and a carousel of quotes that speak to the mission of our focus groups. Up top, you'll see an instructions button to guide you around the site in case you get lost.
Once you are ready to start diving into these resources, we've got lots of options available to help filter and narrow those searches. So you can start off by just typing a term into the search bar, but then we have provided filter buttons to really help you narrow it down. So you can filter by grade level, you can filter by subject. A big one is you can filter by focus area. So as you're doing your RCAs and we know what area our needs are in, we can easily filter it down by that. There's also resource type. So as you're planning your professional development and you're looking for something specific like a toolkit or perhaps a module, you can narrow it down like that from the beginning. And then the essential components, which are going to align to the RCAs that you'll be familiar with, are also available to narrow your search. Or you can always just scroll through the many resources that are there. We have about 11 pages worth now, and that will continue to increase as we move forward. But you're always welcome to just click through and scroll through, browse our catalog, if you will.
And on those resource cards, you'll see a blue information button at the bottom. When clicked, that information button gives you a summary of the resource. There's also a heart icon at the top. If you click that, it will save the resource to your favorites list, and the favorites list can be accessed using the favorites button at the top of the page near the search bar. Once you're in your favorites page, you can email a list of your favorite resources to yourself or to someone else, and your favorites are saved automatically for your next visit to the site.
We've also built in some accessibility features for the website, so you can increase your text size. You can increase the line height. You can hide some images. You can use our reading guide to focus your reading, or you can also have a larger pointer. All of these accessibility features are available on every page of the website, and we invite you to explore those as needed. Along those same lines, we have made a mobile version of the Tier 1 Supports Locator to make it easier to access these resources on your mobile devices, your tablets, and your phones. We want to remind you that you can save a home screen icon of the website to your device to make it more app-like so that access is always there and easy to get to for any user. This might also be really important for parents and some of those service providers that are moving around a little bit more. So we invite you to explore the mobile version of the website as well.
It's our hope that you'll get a lot of use out of this website and that you'll share it widely with others. There are resources here to support everyone who works with students, from district staff to building level administrators, teachers and related service providers, paraprofessionals, and parents. The resources and tools found on this site focus on evidence-based practices that improve systems and benefit all students, not just those with IEPs. This is a great tool for you to share out with all of your teachers during faculty meetings or district trainings, and to give parents who are seeking more information as well.
And we've pulled out some top 5 resources we're going to share a little bit more information about.
That's right, Elizabeth. This is Sarah Garrett, and the top 5 academic resource websites. They're thoroughly vetted websites based on research and evidence-based practices. And so I'll cover them from the bottom up and start with the Reading League. The Reading League is the source for the science of reading. The Reading League promotes the understanding of evidence-based reading instructions. So please don't be fooled by the sticker label claiming to be the science of reading. This website steers you to the experts in the field. They recommend books and audios, as well as suggested YouTube channels. Check it out. They have done the research for you. The next one up is NCSI. That's the National Center for Systemic Improvement by WestEd. The focus is on systems to improve outcomes for all levels of children with disabilities. The website offers free informative webinars. And then the NCII, as Lisa and Elizabeth introduced in the example earlier of the resources available, the National Center on Intensive Intervention has developed tool charts with expert ratings for efficacy in both academic and behavioral assessments. These tool charts can help you make the best choice for screening and progress monitoring students. NCII also provides a deep dive into DBI, the data-based individualization, and even does the work for you with step-by-step implementation tools such as online learning modules and coaching resources. And then the Cedar Center, which is out of the University of Florida, they helped develop the guidance document with the CEC, the Council for Exceptional Children, for the high leverage practices. On their website, you can find supplemental resources for HLP implementation. They also offer guidance and course modules for evidence-based practices in a variety of subject areas. And then last, but certainly not least, the IRIS Center. They offer almost 1,500 resources. I know because I counted them this morning myself. And 37 self-study unit modules with more added all the time. We absolutely recommend this site, especially if you're looking for professional development specific to an area of need, even just a recharge or to provide a refresher in an area, because they offer certificates of completion at the end of the modules, which are great for clock hours for professional development requirements. The IRIS Center even gives you an estimated time it takes to complete the modules. So all that to say, take advantage of all these great resources.
And now that we have piqued your interest with the website and with these resources, Sarah McKay is going to share the link to the resource locator in the chat box. And we invite you to take a few minutes to go maybe look at the website and then click on our Jamboard link that will also be shared in the chat box and share some questions with us. Questions about what we've presented, questions about the resources, ideas for more resources. Anything you've got nagging in the back of your mind, go ahead and grab a sticky note and share that with us on our Jamboard. We're going to give you a few minutes to explore and then share back with us. And we will monitor the Jamboard and the chat for any questions that come across. We had a couple questions left over from the last group that we thought would still be good to answer in this one. We will continue to add additional supports over time to this website. Again, it incorporates resources from all 4 focus areas. So we will continue to add to it and it will continue to grow. It is a live site. So keep checking back regularly to see what has been added to it. And they will always be accessible for all districts, teachers, and parents. Jenny Dillon shared a great idea about a QR code. Jenny, do you want to share that with this group as well?
Oh, sure. I was just thinking that you could have a little flyer with a QR code in your front office. So, when parents come in and they are, needing supports, you can just point them in that direction.
Along the lines of adding to it, we had this suggestion in our first group, and Jenny has already snipped that website, so we
Already,
can
yeah.
start vetting it and getting it on the website too. So again, this website will be live. It will be updated constantly. So we invite you to share anything with us
Yeah,
that you
if
might
you
have.
if you find a good resource that we haven't found yet, please send it to us. And for the co-teaching framework, the question was, how will it be shared with general educators? And we're hoping that you guys will be sharing with anybody that you know, far and wide. Let's, get it on out there. It's already been shared with the big guns, the big decision makers in your districts. And our next rollout is going to be to really push it with other directors, you guys, as well as career and technology and English learners. Other groups, so many different groups benefit from co-teaching. You now have the link. It's on our website. I hope and believe it's easy to find. We really hope you'll go out and really advocate for this practice. It's something that benefits all children and adults in a school building. So, and we're glad to support your efforts with it.
We hope you're out there looking at that Tier 1 supports. We're going to stay on this activity for a few more minutes because we really want to give you the opportunity to share anything with us. Any questions, not just about the supports, but that you might have in general for the academics team. Pop a sticky note up there. We'll do our best to answer it now. If not, we will be saving this Jamboard so we can address those questions as we need to. So take a few more minutes to really explore and pop your sticky notes up there.
And you can also pop a sticky note up there if there's anything that, we're not covering or anything you can think of that we can be providing to you that will help you in the district.
Exactly. If you know of some resources that you want to make sure get put on the website, pop those topics up there. We can make sure they're there or do some research to find them. Now is a great opportunity to share some of that with us. Let's see, we're getting some folks joining the Jamboard, so hopefully we'll have some new thoughts and questions popping up soon. You are welcome to put it in our chat box as well, of course. We are always happy to read and address from there as well. Jenny or Sarah, do we have any questions in our chat box we need to look at? Are we all good to go there?
No, ma'am, there's nothing there.
Okay. We'll take just one more minute. Any last minute questions? Go ahead and pop that sticky note up. If you think of any later, again, this link to the Jamboard will stay live. We will also provide an opportunity for feedback at the very end as well. But since we are standing between you and lunch, we will keep moving forward in our presentation. We want to close with one more activity. It's a hashtag activity. So again, head back to one of our Jamboards and give us a hashtag of how you're feeling today. As you leave, what you've heard today, the information that's been presented so far this morning, just in general, how you're feeling. We really want today to be all about you guys. So we want to know how you're feeling, what your thoughts are, how today is going for you. So share some of that with us. You can see some that have already been shared. We really want to take this opportunity to get a good feed on how everybody's doing out there. So we've got some good ones, some hashtag always learning. Absolutely. We are constant learners. Hopeful. We hope so.
Stress to the max just joined in.
Stress to the max. We hate that. Please, again, take the opportunity to tell us what we can do to help for stress to the max and for hashtag overwhelmed. What can we do? How can we help with that? Hashtag normal. Normal is good. Some of us haven't felt normal in quite a while, so hashtag normal is a goal.
Yeah.
Thankful for
Sleepy.
resources.
Amen.
I love
Hashtag
that.
sleep.
Yeah, thankful for resources. We appreciate that.
Yes.
Wonderful. Hashtag blessed. We hope that that everyone can feel blessed by the end of the day. Hashtag determined. Absolutely.
Motivated.
Motivated. That's a great one.
Yes.
Hashtag we can do this. Absolutely. Together we can.
Tired of COVID-19. Yes.
Absolutely.
Ah.
Hashtag supported. We hope so. We are really working at OSIS to make sure that we provide as much support as possible.
And that's how we see our job is, we've tried to imagine what it is that you need and provide that, but we also need you to tell us what you need. So if we've missed the boat on something, then tell us. And that's our job, is to help find ways to support you.
Hashtag great resources.
Wonderful. Hashtag thankful. Hashtag intrigued. Wonderful. Hope so.
Hashtag academic rock.
Absolutely.
Academics rock.
We know how difficult this year is, and we just really, really, truly want to support you guys any ways that we can, any way that we can. So, or in many ways if we can. So please don't hesitate to reach out to us.
Exactly. And I believe these are being recorded. So those links to the co-teaching, to the Tier 1 supports locator, to these Jamboards will all stay in that chat. So we invite you to come back and look at those links and make use of them anytime you need to. You can also reach us at this email address. So this is for the academics focus group specifically. Please jot that down. I think Sarah McKay is going to share that in the chat box as well. This email address will come straight to us at the academics focus group. You can share any thoughts, any needs you have. We also would love to hear some feedback about the Tier 1 Supports website. A lot of time and effort has gone into that website, so we would love to hear your feedback on that. We are trying to constantly improve the website, so any tips or things you might have, share that with us as well. I'm going to go back and we're going to see if we got any more last minute hashtags before we get you off to lunch. And I'm going to ask Sarah, Jenny, Lisa, Sarah, will you guys check the question board and the chat just to make sure we're not missing anybody's questions? We know everybody's hungry, but we want to make sure we don't leave anybody hanging out there.
Sure.
Yep, I don't see anything in the chat box.
And I don't see anything new on the Jamboard.
Okay. Well,
So,
then I will pop that email address up one more time. Remember, write that down, make it a favorite. We hope we hear from you guys soon, and thank you for participating with us today.
And hashtag we appreciate you.
Exactly. Exactly.
Absolutely.
definitely do.
I believe now is the lunch break in the schedule. So just remember, you will come back to this room after the lunch break. We will be the ones that rotate, not you. So enjoy your lunch, and we'll see everybody this afternoon.
Ladies,
12:45 is the next session.
12:45.
What do you think? Should I end us with that a little fun song related to COVID?
Yes. Anybody who wants to stay, please enjoy. If not, go get your lunch.
Or let it play while you're eating lunch.
That's right.
Go.
Oh, did you
Improve
share
my
audio?
voice. Oh, I did not. Let me try that one more time.
A little blurb for the simple view of reading there for anybody.
Yeah, there you go. In case you want, there's a shameless plug. Okay, when I share, I have to click. Here it is. That. Switch speakers. Go to your computer sound.
For any of you who know the Holderness family, you might enjoy this.
I was at Target.
Now, can you hear it?
Today.
Yes.
This is the aisle for sanitizer. It is totally empty. Everyone's freaking. Everyone's scared. Do you remember just 1 month ago when no one really cared? But the coronavirus, now we sterilize. It took a global crisis to realize we can't leave the bathroom as fast as we can. Why are we all now just learning to wash our dang hands? It took a bunch of panicked Americans to just wash our hands, to just wash our hands. Wash your dang hands. Wash your dang hands. We used to give hugs, not today. Now we just air hug each other from like 30 feet away. We used to shake hands, that's a no. I just assumed you couldn't figure out the motion triggered soap. Did you see this study that I found online? 1/3 of Americans are flat out lying. It's such a basic thing to understand. We won't all get sick if we just wash our dang hands. You just touch that door handle again. Go wash your dang hands. Go wash your dang hands. Wash your dang hands. Wash your dang hands. Okay, you just high-fived him, yeah, but he just was outside and was playing ball with his buddy, and he has been feeling cruddy. Yeah, you picked your nose, but you had just clipped your toes after you walked on the lawn, yeah, the one your puppy poops on. We're all sick and home from school again. This would not have happened if we just wash our hands. We now have to cancel all of these plans. If you don't wash your hands, you don't wash your hands. Wash your dang hands. Wash your dang hands.
Thank you so much for watching and for washing your hands.
Thanks for watching this video.
We do take the coronavirus very seriously. We know how serious it is, but we also find it weird that people are just now learning to wash their hands.
Like, this doesn't count as washing your hands.
We are definitely, we're singing happy birthday. We're singing all the songs. We're spending a lot of time in front of a sink.
We're probably going to have some condition where all of the skin has come off of our hands.
I'm fine with it though. This is the new me. Not going to touch my face.
You guys, she was already a neat freak before this. I want to point that out. She's been
This is really challenging.
a very clean person her whole life, and so this has been a joy
I'm shaking it.
to
Up,
be
one.
around. So thanks, Ivy.
Wash your hands.
Yeah, thanks for washing.
Have a good lunch, y'all.
Just wash your dang hands.